This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Pausima Eduasa Watche Kessben television Amansan Ntie Jumedie and Anope Sinkodra Ede Bremo. I aseda Twin Towers circle and Jumedie Ushebe Kessben 92.9 ewo enkran. Pata mo bebia mo amokofo dua flawo temane bebia dodo wane no potem bebia frequency no 92.9 megahertz bebia obi abetimeti and o Asante Mantem Kumasi bebia 93.3 and o Digibox nko a unya scan ya Kessben television. Amansan Ntie Jumedie me da no pe bia o man hene your man in the morning tenase na o de bra no pe de me na medi wuchia me amon ye frame kwabena aku okonkwatin KAK abedafo trase da ntie mo makwaba na yento aso Dr. Kwaku Mensa Mawutor penimpa University of Professional Studies and Papa Edwin Juma Doc anope ya mwakwaba.
Thank you.
Na mpomi ade yo na mema Dr. Ebo Bochwe, Senior Lecturer Banking and Finance UPSA and Mr. Clement Boatin, Chairman Aboso Kinds Papers Dealers. Bato mwakwaba. Bato Mr. Clement Boatin, right? We are Dr. Ebo Bochwe. Okay. You hear anyone say Mr. Clement Boatin so eba bekai ho. Dr. Mensa Mawutor Doc Mr. say wo ho. What here discussions no budget no do any dey me fan to just say ye mo ka say parliament e wo ho a wo mo ye ne friend budget workshop. O meba nya me yadoma Monday anwumre na se benada officially ye honorables House of Honorables na o mo na share discussions na sinti ye keka nyina no o mo so bi ekeka bomu a ene ye de chichire o man no Amansan Ntie mbacho mamintio.
Okay, we dey met you bia na em say and then the first time I share
studio yeah.
Yeah, buy and thing. Met you in your man so em say this week ya bobo budget mu akama na ensem bebre aba na ye kase nyina no na nyina ejina nhihye a aban ede ahihye a like nyina yehwe se ebeboa obia na ohwe afi budget ya na nyina ye kase ma aban en tutu taxes mo because nyame mo ayeden na the various unions so where the money to I'm say that one of the prominent ones in 50% benchmark here I'm say and people dey come or a very say consultant no it me actually mu come up ai na nyina mu no we be say adan na aban e de sanhye nyina aba say enkrofo a woni omo e wo krom e kase bebi edu no man to taxes bebre na waside taxes bebre aba ni nyina ni say eto me bia wo say nyina ye hwe the other side of it no na ye hwe aban na ye di oman na ma no so onhwe so what do I say and also there was oye oman betumpon na to do that no also we share the state of the economy before the budget was read so last week ba ha ehwe kakra bi state your economy sisia no aban sika final revenue mobilization our form
aban sika jeje our form
thank you our form pa to the extent say between the first 3 quarters of the year no yesika ejiji nyina no it mean to ya even 2 items like aketua aban tua ni workers any aketua etia on akayebo on interest on loans so 2 items to kaboma eji aban futu sika nyina waje they say aban ehie sika
okay
so ehie fa na onkoji sika no so one depending on the people in the country also okoji bosia na bosia so ohwe budget no no your bosia to GDP as a benchmark no edu 77.8%. And also because your debts are becoming unsustainable. Enti ne also aban say Obe finding out a creative means of mobilizing money. And I'm saying nothing na I'm say budget yi abai de hihye bi abato. Na me de because say abai a kind budget na say like semi sa eba. It's incumbent on us. Now you're making input. Input never making no. Parliament 8 year. And say input never very constructive. One 8 meet ye no mako kaso. Oka say obey say. Na dream say we the same one ka eye. Baby na media make up baby a buying and I say a buying agencies no. Once a buying is run by agencies.
Okay.
We have the central government. And I yes sign a war agencies are one of the central government to achieve their aim. Say a buying problem pan revenue mobilization now GRE comes into play here. Now some of the data yensa kano alarming. Minia a chroma away. The last population census HSA 30.8 million people. Now, out of that 30.8 million, for one mutual tax less than 10%.
Okay.
We are 2.3 million. Tax and data also shows and like active labor force.
Okay.
And we can use the voters registration as the benchmark. 17 million Ghanaians.
Okay.
It's more than 50%. So, by assumption, this labor force should be the people who are working. Now, out of that labor force, only 45,000, 109, and one are registered as corporate taxpayers.
Okay.
Now, the alarming one crowd say, registered general department, I'm registered companies. I'm register 108,000 self-employed.
Okay.
Out of this, 80% all the corporate companies with registered general department. Only 80% are what do you call it? Self-employed.
Okay.
Now self-employed and Crawford with your tax near 54,000 out of 108,000.
So statistics I would me are interested pa mesa mo subia mamina in the studio Dr. Kwaku Mensah Mawutor, Dean School of Graduate Studies, University of Professional Studies, Dr. Botwe, Senior Lecturer, Banking and Finance, University of Professional Studies. But yasa baby mama kwaba.
Thank you.
Now, my statistics, now my figures with respect to the people who pay taxes in the country, former and informal.
Yeah.
And you're going to also feel home.
Thank you. Our brother Benjamin Esuman, who is serving in the capacity of Master Paying.
Okay.
Because CS, I'm your treasurer.
Okay.
Now, I'll conclude, I like the concluding part of it. I'll say there should be a reduction.
Yeah, but my microphone.
Now, where we come from, we work with data.
Okay.
And it is always good, say, provide data before you submit. Now, has to do with the gap between self-employed people I register more as companies in this country. Any near tax, about 50% into your tax. And already the number of self-employed that will crumha and those who have registered grand gap near white millions of people.
But 1 minute, now, 1 minute. I'm move reference, but I'm more Facebook, social media. No, Kessben TV.
Okay.
Kessben TV. I want messages in the so but Kessben TV. Oko Facebook. Kessben TV. No share. Amansan Ntie Kessben TV. Oko Kessben TV. Facebook Kessben TV. Obe hu dwumadi o. Nti mo am no ne ene mo am bisa no. Your social media platform no so nyina no. Oko obe hu but yento aso.
Now, the person mechanic say GRA is relaxing in their quest to be more creative in collecting taxes from people, especially direct taxes. Benji Ebon Komono, I say Obia to tax for Ghana, but there is this mismatch between the argument, and then the reality of the taxing principles.
Okay.
Tax is made up of direct and indirect tax. Utiwe, utia direct tax. Usa indirect tax.
Yeah.
Adena obi ono the on direct tax, even though it's generating revenue, but or indirect tax pay.
Okay.
And no same na yeka, that is the revenue gap of the government.
Okay.
Once a year, no, you're politicians. One no more. And to who Casado say, Adena or more opposition, I'm can A. Now one more bomber by different. No cranny say the reality cannot change with their political pronouncement.
Okay.
That's what I say. The reality cannot change.
That's a man of somebody on bet me.
But
no reality, the whole trudeau.
Baby, I come up with you. On Ojini na man for taxes. No, they are about Busia. Okoji Busia or US. On for taxes. The US, you can't dodge the tax debt. Meaning say what travel payer. Papa, we were trying Italy kakra into on the American.
Okay.
Say once you generate revenue in that country, you will pay both direct and indirect tax. Me to fuel me to tax. Market your bar before I debate me tax. That's the direct and indirect tax. Benji should know. And to the airport chain said, me commander meeting said, GRE, which is the agency responsible for generating revenue for the government to meet the government fiscal deficits. So we are talking about over 37 billion in 2022. Your plan is say you are going to spend more than your income at Ebeba. GRA as an agency, which is mandated by law to mobilize revenue on behalf of the government, one must make every effort to ensure that Obia like Onyeska Okrum must pay tax. That's a huge gap. And if less than 10% of productive people in this country are paying taxes for the rest of our equity. So, and Komodia now, I say, they concluded with it.
Yeah.
On that note, now I say, I buy some creative means of taxing the people and generating revenue from the people. Look, countries are governed by taxes. Like by now, US also omujai tax J.
Okay.
Also UK ejai tax J. Because once said the developmental gap between Ghana and the UK is different. Gap near wide. Which way wrote where I hope I say minimum about baby what it.
Me kwanya kura.
Unyanka ya man.
Manso no ho.
A bit say a bit credit say manhole. Na ade ya Kenya say like Ghana chiri baby akra because some areas be not raho. And these are the friends say developmental gap I work. I was say about any nyina. So what would be the creative means? Media sir he left here bon coming. Me tie nkrofo bebre. And I think the issue has to do with the rates. But it has been one of the creative means buying better me Ediagistica.
I buy a smart
and yes, smart as some.
Okay.
One say, yeah, besides all this while, no, we are always talking about how to meet the revenue gap and the expenditure gap. No, how do we do it? Minia, you bear with me. Say we are all moving into the virtual space. Na benchi kaso kebibi me flagging nyama bebre or say and for a year business or virtual space and a previous friends president so almost can the same thing. GRA should now start targeting those people. Once maybe Kessben say physical it has a physical existence and GRA bet me about two so won't you have tax me boy. But and people want to nyama gu omo dem omo horse aye omo shops.
Okay.
And then here shop no adwuma o. Na one extra pictures. Na mo there two online. Na nkrofo from say bra fanyama ni bra me. You pet delivery man. We call deliver man no. Sa ni pa no joy no tax ben otua. These are the that I was say GRA target.
But me say honso before I say ni pa no so they are there better online no. The company the host. I mean host. I'm talking about the web. No, also Jessica. If for instance, they say be a yawa hai so.com. Now, per se opposed to add or me adverts. Maybe a meme page. No na me you are. And then I will send this kind of money through mobile money. And any other payment be a also sikaba. Nti fa say hono so say send mobile money. I say hono so yate.
So submission na mano. Ni nyina ka nkrofo na wonum into tax no. Because of the virtual platform.
Okay.
What you say? Because these people are not captured in our tax system. I'll come to you. Once they're okay.
In about 4 minutes,
they're okay. Sani Pana all hosting, whoever is selling from his where no. Has GRA done anything to tax those people? In fact, apart from those who are tax exempt, say because or the level of tax, no, whatever revenue you generate in this country, you are supposed to pay tax on it.
Okay.
And baby, do know. We are talking about the beginning of it. We are talking about the creative means GRA must deploy. I want no more bet me edgy obia and crankrebia Ghana for Yebeka Sasa. But the question is that how many of us are paying taxes? When I'm on the where the reality, the truth, I was say catch a home. Say oh mine in idea and I was say yes so that now yeah can when you know now Mr. the major argument about e-levy.
Okay.
Now e-levy no media me say is the beginning of something new in this country. What I say because in your platform so beyond just the transfer. Beyond the transfer no. Me who say we are in crisis. And I buying per a crime so.
Okay.
Now what address the issue no. But the problem my issue with this is the fact that taxing people for transferring money.
Okay.
But the right people are those who are generating revenue on the virtual platforms.
Okay.
So maybe beyond it, we should be looking at, GRA should be looking at the people who are doing business on the virtual platform and are generating revenue and must pay direct taxes.
Okay.
Because after indirect tax, you pay. Over no pay full auto with your tax.
Yeah.
Then auto no with your tax. When I mean Benji and Yadre no, you cut taxa and you direct and indirect and direct because it's unfair. Because a good taxing system should be fair to everyone.
Okay.
Because I may meet you a friend saying direct taxes, pay as you earn. Now, Masako Chia a friend saying indirect taxes are. Why should somebody generate revenue but not to direct tax? No, or no, what could you only indirect tax? Is that fair?
Okay.
No, is that fair?
And fair.
Wow, and these are the mismatch a taxing system.
Okay.
Now, when you know, I'm pointing fingers at Abain. There is somebody responsible for that, and that is GRA.
Ghana Revenue Authority. Okay.
One no say more creative and more smart to come up with measures.
Maybe back Dr. Kokumensa Mawutor maybe some questions. Maybe also raise issues to say Abain person or cashless system. Na say akofa we aba no. Unim Ghana for NSB sikasem say yebetime sa 1.75% there and ye mako isika ne kutu na ehemi botom na saketua na meditua mediatua minko transfer bibia ene yakwa akoteme ebi say me transfer 1000 ye betim 1.57% there and ebi say esan be ma the cash system to say sika she botom sika ekura me no asanso ababio no so e woni consequences ni so so bi ni akromfo a omudi nkofo achinum ni ade meba bebisa ni Ghana for messages omode ban ne say ya na 22 ane na ha omo but successive government some people na also e na otua na NDC abe press conference sika am aba na jiji nyina wadi omode bi atro we omode bi amema omo namfofo ayi ka omo say sister slave we omo jiji bi ne ade say NDC so na also an NBB for so abe press conference say we into the public feel say yamanu kwa kase mienu ayede ani ato omo so yi sika de mom na so omo de goro atopre omo de ye ne omo pe omo ya no masa be ye tua ne mfanye mpuntio enti we akisi we no na amanu kure no abede de say asampa omo de bi ye kakra de but say nko omo di no so nko omo hwe ho ya enka beboa obeka ne say.
All right, I think there was a question on the spot.
Yes.
Now say Obi Frem and also you or sending 10,000.
Calculation, yes. So I was sending 1,000.
1,000.
1.75%.
So utia 1,000 already no betuya 10 cedis. Ama telcos no.
Okay.
Now since here no I bind the way about only with your 17 cedis. So in all no with 27 cedis.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
100 cedis ne.
Was it 100 cedis?
Now almost
100 cedis in Kaho. 100 cedis.
I need a minimum. So you pay 100 cedis whenever you send anything less than 100 cedis. You don't pay any tax.
Okay.
But beyond it, you are going to pay.
There's out 2,000 about 27 cedis.
27 cedis. Yeah.
Nah, okay. And he doc and one, but your doc young cost submission.
Okay, you asked the second question. I'm saying Manflagiano.
And I be say concerns a figure na for Hoban say at the end you
yeah.
But one MPP be accused NDC for na NDC so we are accusing young continue. Impression of public union is and so can create chairman go for omo the yen man for so ni.
O kasano me flagge a number of the responses.
Okay.
Now about 5. One of them say in attacks the bit here. So the issue of accountability.
Yeah.
There's a mistrust for those who this government has been put in charge to govern. I mean, the country. This is what people are talking about. And once I say Ghana, it has been duopolized by these two parties. Now, me say, many everybody be home. Sa and Tronoma, omuta chuchano, omuti tribune. And Tronoma omuti tribune. I don't make us. We have been enlightened. Once I know pay ubaye, only have betna ha. And then I'm on we are talking about the economy.
Yeah.
We are giving realities. So Ghanaians are being educated as to why they must pay taxes. What I say. Say here, nanka NDC na introduces our tax here. MPP because the same thing I will say. You see, I say MPP, you know, one beka. But I said there must be somebody in the middle to tell them, say, this is what we need. And they must also come to the state to say, look, let's agree to develop our country. Than the continuous way you use some deceptive words just to induce people to vote for us. That is the main problem. Now, say MPP ni NDC for 8 years. The feedback from the people, actually say, they don't trust them. Because paying taxes is based on trust. What's the big maker say here? Sir, levy one. It is just a means to address the crisis we are going through as a country.
Okay.
So it should be an appeal. Because it is inhumane to tax a transaction, not profit.
Okay.
In fact, it is inhumane. Kenya are having issues with the same thing.
Okay.
Tanzania is also having issues with them. Tanzania has come out to minimize lower the rate.
Okay.
Wow. Nanka we should have targeted those who are doing business in the virtual platform. But the reason why I am for this tax is that look, the government needs money. They must do everything possible to raise it. So it's an appeal. So that's it. Now the issue is that the people are not so much about the tax paying because comment okay make kind 5. Almost say they don't trust the people who are managing the tax. It is not the government alone. Some of the Ghanaian public workers, they are more corrupt than the politicians.
Okay.
Some of them are more corrupt than the politicians. One more tiho, and one more every Ghana sika, your taxpayers' money. Instead of the government, or minor shawonsa, say you hold those people accountable and ensure say sanctions must apply. One to be I don't know why. Share, Minia, this the year cannot cry any day. We share young papa of Rata by the Rebecca.
Yeah.
Okay, Bibi. Okay, Bibi about you start. You start.
Yes.
Or this.
Let me quote you. Was 1 million jobs will be created under a newly introduced initiative called Youth Start. Where the Youth Start initiative, which proposes to use 1 billion Ghana cedi each year to catalyze an ecosystem to create 1 million jobs, and in partnership with the finance institution and development partners, raise another 2 billion cedis. That's what he said.
So, only my issue with this. It's a very good policy.
Okay.
It will make the youth self-reliant and sustainable.
Okay.
Say, Obikra for say, and then, your business, this is assembly, how? Tax for how? And we want to move away from the over reliance on that, like somebody to employ you. Employ yourself now. Very good initiative. But only the issue wrong with this particular one. What kind of budget? Come pa. But the policy document.
Okay.
Menewo. Now you who the intention. You who say, oh, sa dear we per se unya assessor. Hana also woko. These are the benefits. These are the deliverables. Like who will be beer. Where are those policy documents?
Okay.
We can subject them to peer review. Often they're not, no. Emma. Come. Now, Eba is saying that these political parties, that's a painful aspect of it.
Okay.
I'm say very good policy. I will say obia benefit. Now accord the wrong places, and that is what the average Ghanaian and pay one are showing, like expressing worry. So the issue is that it is not about the tax that is being paid, but it's about the trust and confidence in the people to whom the tax is paid. Well, sometimes you need to travel to see. And Crawford file a tax assessment to Abuja. One must file it. Or not a tax or selling no kutia. Now, Obi Cracker said, now, Oko Giaria, now, where I guess the officer no crack meeting. Me who be paying. My own clients. In fact, me the diama boss like a friend. Me say, Ghana, you come be.
Yeah.
They were treating my clients like ono your liability. Obia me sikare di tioka. Me di sikare so every war. And the way they will behave.
Okay.
So like, what's it? Me cannot. My argument is on GRE. Se Ghana ebe tumpong in terms of our revenue mobilization.
Okay.
GRE. Because they have the powers to go into every area. Now, Minya, it's good we are here today.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about carpenter, oye juma, obe juma mawa.
A cupboard.
To money 10,000. To money 20,000. Sandy pan also to have both direct and indirect tax. Sa pension na okano na oka said we have to trickle it down to districts.
Yeah.
And then to even localities. And then
I'm a district tax office, but my investigation am I say district tax office sometimes a bia says you swamia. No share about 3, 4, 5 assemblies.
Thank you.
And Dina Dr. Butcher said say and Kayen decentralizing to say is he almost about 200 plus district assemblies. In assembly bia no yenya GRE office or nanka omono so enya adwuma.
So you see, my member one classical example.
Okay.
My students be research our land Quantana. So like I said, go to the district, go to the municipal assembly and ask them the data on artisans. One of the amount. But the question is, what are they using that data for? Is it a true reflection of the data of artisans? What are they doing for them? And then someone say, carpenter for hand and work room ha, or a service city now. Can you tell me how much income do they generate? Can you tell me? Because they have no. One of our problems in this country, a municipal and district assembly, and Crawford point to those places. One of them, what the various successive governments, and I'm also because those governments will not take pragmatic decision to employ much like qualified people into those areas. Because the same way. Sa area has say the MC or Hano is a representative of the president. So him says president on behalf without going to that man.
Yeah.
So maybe also call MC MC need the aqua grounds. So if you are employing CEOs of municipal assemblies, these assemblies also pay qualified people who understand development, how to generate revenue, how to coordinate all the agencies. And what me are mobilizing revenue very well, but we can't say yes because some of them don't know how to do it. So the government must look for very experienced people to get them to man municipal district assemblies. Until then, raising revenue will be a problem. We will be taxing areas like and you say taxing. To be frank with you, media in principle, taxing transfer of funds.
Okay.
Inhumane. However, we are in crisis.
Okay.
In crisis, it's not about the principle. It's about saving people.
Okay.
That is why I resonate with President submission said, in the midst of this crisis, on to be body back. But he will do everything to salvage what?
The economy. And the economy come back. No?
Thank you.
Because
let's accept it.
Thank you.
Chairman, we are in crisis.
Thank you very much. Dr. Kweku Mensah Mawutor, Dean of Graduate Studies, University of Professional Studies. Dr. Abodwe.